Today's the day I'm going to give you guys my review of the Kenwood DNX995S flagship navigation head unit. Again, I'm pretty much one of the first in Canada to get this unit, so there's not going to be too many reviews out there, so I hope I can do a good job for you guys. The install went pretty good, pretty self-explanatory. Like I said in my earlier video, that there was a couple small details that I forgot to do prior to and during, so a lot of in-car wiring had to be done as well. So I did as much as I could on the bench, and then as much as I could in-car as well. So it's all done now. Looks good, super clean. Don't mind the fingerprints, but super clean install. I'm really liking how this thing sits in the deck or in my dash. I don't mind the fingerprints again. When the sun hits it, there's literally no glare at all, which is awesome. So that's one thing I really like. Yeah, that's the dash cam right there. So I've mounted the dash cam right there. I ran the wire up. There's no real, I mean, most units you buy, you'll see that, or most cars nowadays, they have like a bar that goes across from here to here, where you can either tuck the wire in and run it up. Mine, of course, doesn't have it because it doesn't have any functions on the mirror, so it's just the mirror itself, so I don't have any of that extra bar stuff. So I just got a wire running. I try to get it as straight as possible up there. That is pretty much the best spot I can put my dash cam. I couldn't find a better spot for it. I mean, I could have tried to put it here, but of course you'd have this, I think this is the antenna or defrost or something like that, but it would have been blocking it and would have given a horrible image. So I ran the wire up along the headliner, down, and then into the head unit, back of the head unit. Now, one thing nice about this dash cam is it does actually hook directly in it and gives certain features on this head unit, which I'll show you in a little. Okay, so the initial startup, when I turn the vehicle on, you're gonna see how long it takes to load. It's not bad. I guess for most high-end navigations, I mean, it's not instantly on, not like a factory vehicle. It does take a little bit to load. I'm okay with it. I mean, it is what it is. I can't make it any quicker. That's always gonna pop up. Oh, watch out for those copyrights. Okay, hit the agree button, and this is currently what my settings are on when I fire up the deck. Okay, I'm gonna try to go through as many options as I could and features of this thing. So first of all, on your home menu, you have a quick search right down here for what you want. On the radio, usually old decks, they used to have preset 1, preset 2 with like 12 settings on it. There's no more preset 1 or 2. It is now all on here, and you just scroll, oh, come on. Scroll up there. I think there's 14 FM, so there's no preset 1, preset 2, and there's only 5 AMs. That's more than enough anyone would ever really need. I don't know who the hell would need more than that. I never even used preset 1 or preset 2. With HD radio, of course, if it picks up any current information, it'll read it. So let's see if I can go to an HD radio station. Come on. Oh, I'm already on there. Okay. So anyways, no information on this, but it starts trying to grab as much information it can, and then I'll actually read out the song name, the name of the radio station, all that stuff. So that is pretty cool there. Also has graphical EQ settings quickly right there. So if you need to adjust any audio settings, you can do it right there. Going back to the home screen or the app section. I'll go through Navi after. Actually, okay, let's do that. So the apps, so this is kind of like all the apps, the inputs, everything it shows you. I've already synced my phone up to it, so when you go to the phone section, just punch in the number, make your calls, All my phone, my address book, favorites if you have it. Pretty self-explanatory on most Bluetooth head units. Let's go back home. Disc, CD, Spotify. Pretty much I don't have Spotify. USB. I've mounted my USBs right there, so it's pretty sleek. Both USBs 1 and 2 are right there. I've mounted my Bluetooth there. That's where my old Bluetooth was, so I actually never changed the mic. I'm still using the same Alpine mic that came with it. It works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so this is running off a USB drive. You know, you've got your change songs. All good there. Excuse if I'm still trying to figure this deck out. There's tons of features. Your quick search for all your songs. As you can tell, the response is pretty quick, which I'm pretty happy about. It's not laggy at all. It's almost just as smooth as like any phone or iPhone, which I really like. That was one of my biggest things, was trying to make sure that these things weren't laggy and slow. My folders. So if I wanted to go into another folder. So as you can tell, the speed on this thing, searching, not a problem. No issues right there, no lagging. All right, let's go back. Come on. There we go. Audio video input. I don't have anything hooked up right now, but I can use that as a auxiliary. So I ran a auxiliary cable right through there as well. So I can run, if anyone has a mini jack or MP3 player, they can run it through there if they don't have a USB connection or anything like that. Back home. Go to the app section. Web link, I'll go through that after. Bluetooth audio. Okay, so Bluetooth takes a couple more seconds to load just because it's grabbed all my information off my phone for music wise. But again, works the same way as a USB drive or anything. You can change songs and go through whatever you want. Music mix. Music mix is pretty cool. I think I mentioned it on the features when I first unboxed the unit. Music mix. If I have like 5 friends in my car and they all Bluetooth into my head unit, it'd be a big giant fight for who's playing music, and everyone wants to be a DJ. They can all play their music right through here, streaming it. And like I said, it's just a matter of who gets who first. You know, I'm picking my phone. No, I want to use your phone, whatnot. So I don't know how handy that feature is. Like I said, I mean, usually the driver has a controller or the front passenger. Giving it to 5 other people to control the music, I think that's just chaos. All right, so that's that. Go to the next section here. Pandora I don't have, so I can't explain the features. Same as XM radio. SD card. SD card, you open this puppy up right here. All right, before I go through SD card, just open disk eject. Okay. Oh yeah, that's disk eject. Sorry. Open fully. So as you can tell, when you hit the open for the disk eject, it just gives you this. If you open fully, there's your SD card right there. So you load your SD card right in there, and close it back up, and away you go. Right there. Okay. Standby, so if you want to just shut the whole thing off, you can. There's a lot of blanked out options on there, and that is if you decide you wanted to get a K40 built-in radar detector, it actually will put on-screen information of the radar. So if a radar gun's shooting, if you've ever had like radar, it shoots at you, it tells you how fast you're going, and then it actually gives you a warning right on the head unit saying, hey, slow down. So that's pretty cool. I might be getting that K40 unit as well. It does have laser shifter as well, so you can, if a cop's shooting a laser at you, it'll actually throw the signal off, which is really handy for laser. Okay, Let's go. I don't have an iPod, I have an Android, so I can't really go through. All right, navigation. Let's go to the full-on nav screen. So navigation. Navigation is really cool. It's using the Garmin navigation. Zoom in, zoom out. Like I said, it's quite quick. I'm pretty happy with it. You can change the vehicle, you know, put a truck on there, a 5-ton, a little sports car, or just the good old Aero. What else? One thing I really liked about this, of course, it gives you interest. When I was pulling up to a school zone, it actually flashed at me, kind of like warning saying you're entering a school zone, slow down. That's really neat. Of course, it gives you your standard stuff like up top here, it'll read, you know, you're approaching, you know, whatever street. If you need to make a turn, make a turn. Oh, come on. So places along the road there, that's pretty cool. Trip log if you wanted to. Registers your speed. I can actually change the display, so if I wanted to read other things. If you've ever owned any GPS units, it's standard GPS stuff that you see here. Like I said, your trip computer, how far you've traveled. That's how fast I've gone. Don't mind that. Where else? Where to? You know, gas stations, shopping center, restaurants, right? So whatever Garmin has in this navigation, it gives it to you. I'm not going to explain the whole thing until you buy the thing. You got to figure it out on your own. I'm just trying to give you the quick details of this thing. What else we got? So that's Navi. Bluetooth, I've already gone through. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on that. Okay, I'll go one through. Well, I really like the display on this thing. That's really the main reason why I bought it. Split screen. Like I said, this is probably what you saw right when I started this thing. Split screen is wicked. So that's the front camera. All right, so that split screen right there is coming from that image from the dash cam, which is really cool. So I have navigation on one side and the dashboard on the other. Now, if I hit that, throw my car into reverse. Oh, go back. I also show my rear view camera. So this almost gives you that OEM feel where you have navigation on one side and your reverse camera on the other. Or you can go back to your dash cam. So you can pick options. Quickly going through the dash cam since it's right here. Actually, here I'll just go to camera here. Menu. Camera. Okay, so that's the camera view. If I wanted to actually see what that is on full screen, I go to the settings, record settings, select the recording format, event, override, how long of a recording you want to do. Driver support setting, forward collision. This is really cool. Like how I said, it kind of pops up with a warning. It also pops up with a forward warning collision. So if you're getting too close to a vehicle, it will actually flash something on the screen saying forward collision warning. You know, you're getting too close. Same as departure delay warning. If you're coming to an exit, let's say you set your navigation, you're coming to an exit, it'll actually let you know that, hey, prepare to get in the right lane and take this exit. So kind of gives you a heads up warning on that. Park recording settings. So of course, sensitivity, when the vehicle's on or off, how long you want it to start recording, etc. Of course, this thing starts recording the moment I exit the vehicle or start the vehicle, it starts recording. And that is the dash cam settings. You can take a quick picture, which is nice. If I need to right away, boom, just hit that and takes a quick snapshot. So bang, captures whatever's in front of me. It's kind of creepy, I think, if you want to just snap at weird things and just boom, take a picture. But it's better than using your phone, I guess. Right down here is the readout. So whatever you're playing, it reads out. So this is, again, like I said, the screen that I'm using right now. That's my main home screen, because it shows me every information I need, which is really nice. And I can still, like I said, zoom in, zoom out just by going to the screen, hit nav again. Sorry, hit split screen again. And I'm back into split screen mode. So that's really hot. I'm really loving that. You saw this when I hit the eject, tilt functions. So if you have if your screen is lower, then you can tilt it to whatever degree you want. One thing about this head unit I really like is it has a -1 adjustment, so it actually tilts back. So for those that have screens that are way too high, that -1 adjustment's really going to help and make it more flush and eye level. So you're not kind of looking up, you're just looking straight at it. So that's a really hot feature. In my case, it's a little bit harder to touch the buttons when it does that, but it's dead straight when it's at -1, which I like. I'm just going to put it at 0 for now, because this just makes it flush with the whole deck or whole trim panel. Home. Split screen. All right, so yeah, that's it right there. I don't think there's any other thing I need to go through on this unit. Sound quality. Oh yeah, let's go through audio. Audio. Tons of features on this thing. Okay. Again, like I was saying, it's 5-volt pre-out. The DAC in this thing, it sounds incredible compared to the Alpine head unit. My Alpine head unit was only a 4-volt. I believe they were using Burr Brown DACs. I don't know what this Kenwood head unit's using for a DAC now, but it sounds way better running off my all my whole speakers and my amplifiers. So it actually livened everything up even more than what I expected. Crossover settings. You could select your vehicle type: sport, compact car, minivan. The size of speakers per front, back, and subwoofer. You know, I have large tweeters, so large. I set to large tweeter, set to small. Size speakers, 6.5, 7-inch. So that's really neat. I don't know what it does, if it actually does anything. I didn't notice a difference. But if you hit the crossover, okay, then you got full crossover capability on a deck. Can adjust the slope as well and the gain for front, rear, and subwoofer, which is nice. And tweeter adjustment as well. EQ, I quickly went through. That's where your sub-level control is. So you got full from 62 hertz to 16 kilohertz, which isn't bad. I don't know if you can go lower. Can you go? Can you? I don't think at all. Oh, flatten everything. But as you can see, it's all touch, so just move your finger up and down with whatever you want to find adjustment. I'm a person who listens to music flat. Unless I have a full RTA with a spectrum analyzer, then I can actually see where my dips and valleys are, and then I can adjust accordingly. I don't have that with me right now, so I'm not going to do a full tune on it. Speaker positioning listening. Again, I didn't really notice much, but I just set it to, since I actually only have two front speakers, or like front components. I don't have any back speakers, so I just put everything to the listening position, What I did notice in this though is when it does that, it puts you into time alignment. So time alignment is fine tuning. Time alignment is more towards tuning as well. When if let's say you're the driver and you want all the speakers to hit your ear at the same time, that is what time alignment is. So it's not a fade in, fade out, or sorry, yeah, I guess a volume control for like the speakers that are further away. It's actually puts a delay per speaker, so that, for instance, this speaker right here, since it's so close, usually that's the one that we would hear the most. It would actually push that speaker further away, and it would bring that speaker closer. So whatever, let's say you start tuning from here, let's say that's your center, or whether it's back to, you know, where I'm at, you take a measuring tape, hold it, take the measurements, you input it in here, and then it will make all the speakers, all the sound hit from each speaker, hit your ear at the same time. I hope that made sense. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. I'm not a very good person to explain that. That's really good if you're a sound quality person or SQ person. Time alignment's key, especially for those people that do like judging and stuff. When you sit in the driver's side or you sit in the passenger side, and you tune it to that, it pretty much brings all the music right here. It sounds like it's right here. It's not, you know, a little bit, you know, it's too far over there or too close over. It's right here. Everything is right here, which is awesome. Zone control. Zone control is, I guess this is more for the people that have kids and minivan. So if you want to listen to music in the front, you can have USB playing in the front, and let's say in the back the kids are listening to, they want to listen to their iPod in the speakers or on the rear speakers. You can select Zone 2 and select what source you want Zone 2 to be playing. So I don't ever use that. I mean, like I said, in my car, once you're in my car, you listen to whatever's playing. But I don't need that. But I guess it's more for the families that have, you know, kids and stuff. Sound effects. Bass boost. I don't know what Supreme is. Loudness. Drive EQ. I think Drive EQ is, I don't even know what that is. I haven't even played with these EQ settings. That's what the EQ settings are. I don't know what it is. Okay, phone. Audio memory. Set up memory recall. I'm assuming that's saving all your settings, preset settings. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. So I didn't set it, so that's not a big deal. That's pretty much the audio settings. I don't think there's anything else that I need to go through. Rear view camera. Steering wheel controls. Okay, so on my vehicle, I've got volume up. Right, so volume up, volume down, volume down. Right, mute. Right, mode would be my source, so I can switch my sources. And tracks left, tracks right. I can do it that way too, or I can do it this way quickly. Now steering wheel controls. Again, Bluetooth is down there, and USB, and yeah. I can go through Android Auto and all that stuff. Okay, Android Auto, but actually, hold on. Works pretty good on my phone. Android Auto Wireless does not work. Android Auto Wireless right now is not available for most phones, Android phones that are out there. Android, I guess Google owns Android, of course, and I'm assuming, and they've only released Android Auto Wireless for the Google XL phones and the Nexus phones. So those are the only two phones currently that have Android Auto Wireless capability, and that has to do with the firmware, I believe, that's inside the Android. I think it's beyond Android Oreo or whatever it is, but that's what it is right now. So That's kind of a bummer, where I thought my phone would work right away. I should have done a little more research, but it's just a matter of time where they'll release the software on my phone to communicate with the head unit for Android Auto to work with my Samsung phone. So unfortunately, if you are looking for a head unit that will work with Android Auto wireless, your phone will do it, just not yet. So I just gotta patiently wait for that capability. Android Auto. I don't think I can really demo it since I'm using my phone to record this. There's an Android Auto button right there. Hit the Android Auto button, and pretty much if a text comes through, it shows on screen. It gives you full hands-free control using Google. You can speak to it, like if you've ever used Google Speech before. You can text back. Text speech to text. So you say it, Google recognizes it, you send the text, and away it goes. It doesn't do Facebook or anything like that. It doesn't have that capability. Now, Kenwood has an app as well that you can download that gives you a little more functions on the head unit that you can play with. For instance, YouTube. So if you want to watch YouTube on your screen, you can. That's through the Kenwood app. Google Maps, of course. When you have Android Auto hooked in, you have Google Maps capability. Any apps that you're using on your head unit, keep in mind it sucks up your data. Okay, so you can buy head units out there that don't have built-in GPS, but have Android Auto capability. So what that does is you would record, or you would hook your phone up to it, but you'd have GPS through Google Maps. But keep in mind, it does suck up your data on your phone. So if you don't have a high data plan, it will take a lot of that away from you. Same as Waze. I guess Waze is another GPS program. There's some cool things that you can do with Waze if you go and read up on it. I think you can pin drop your friends, and if they're all using Waze, you can find each other and where they are and stuff. I don't know that much detail on Waze. I've never used that. I tried it on here. It seemed a little slow. I wasn't too much of a fan of it. The speed of Google Maps was quicker, gave more details. Of course, the resolution wasn't as good either, as of course the built-in Garmin that's in here. Now that resolution is awesome, of course, because of the HD resolution on the deck. You're getting full 720p coming out of that thing. Whatever resolution Google Maps gave you through Android Auto, that's what it was giving you. It wasn't 720p for sure. It wasn't the nicest resolution, but I'm a fan of the Garmin one that's built in. It doesn't give as much detail as Google Maps, like live traffic, but it does what it can. And that's really essentially it. I mean, I can't Google CarPlay because of my phone. I don't have an iPhone, but it does the same thing as Android Auto. So that's pretty much it. If there's any questions, I did the best I could to explain it. I'll try to explain it in the comments. If you really need more details, go to the website. I think you can download the manual and read up on how to actually more details on how to use this thing. Again, I'm not paid by Kenwood. I'm not sponsored by Kenwood. These are my reviews. If I've said anything wrong in these reviews, I'm sorry. And go for clarification. Go to their website if you want more details on it. All right.